let's write a headline together. So this is just a quick little thing that we can do together that can just help us with our exercise assignment that's coming up. But when I do the live class, I take the students through this little exercise together where we try to think of ideas for the headline for this ad. So we've all seen the previous Gibson ad that has the blues guitars. So this is a very different ad compared to that, even though it's for the same brand, but it's a different kind of guitar. So if we look kind of like at the brief here, we see that the Gibson's flying guitar is for the rock and roll star. It differs than the blues. The blues one is as opposed to blues. These men like rock and roll and their heavy metal music. So when we're brainstorming headlines for an ad like this, we need to just really take ourselves through the 10 rules. So we need to think about the audience. We need to determine what's important. We need to just take us through the 10 points here. So for this exercise, I'm really going to focus on number 1. I think number 3 is really important, finding something that's unique. Maybe tell a story in this case, and let's try to be concise and have an active voice. So the Flying V guitar is, if we think about who the audience is, let's just what they want to think about, what they want to gain, and what they want to avoid losing. So more than anything, we're going to think about what they want to gain. The Flying V guitar is probably a sexy guitar. The man who plays it is probably considered some kind of sex symbol, and the audience that's going to be participating in the kind of events where this music is taking place are going to probably be thinking about, I think beauty and sex and attractiveness, maybe money. If we think it from the viewpoint of the guitar player, definitely money might become a factor in this. So let's just do a little brainstorming I took away text edit, so I'm just going to get a little text edit application up here. And we're going to just do some brainstorming. So we're going to think about the audience. Let's get it a bit bigger here. And we're going to think about what they want. You might want to think about who the guitar player is and what he wants. You might want to think about the experience of watching this kind of music or the experience of the concert. You might want to think about, what else can we think about here? You want to think about maybe like sex, drugs, and rock and roll. And you might want to think, rock and roll. You might want to think about the woman or the women and girls who are experiencing the music. We're looking at this ad from kind of down below. We're looking up at the guitar player here. This might be an ad more about the viewer as opposed to the man who's playing the guitar. So let's think about this ad from the point of view of the audience or the viewer of the actual the person watching the concert. So I'm just going to take a leap here, and we're going to talk about the women. So we can think about, another thing we need to think about is what's important to them. And let's maybe think about sex, drugs, and rock and roll. You might want to think about telling a story. So what are these women or these men thinking about sex, drugs, and rock and roll? What's the experience that you have? It's fun, it's sexy, it's wild, it's a party. So what happens when you're at the concert? You're laughing, you're singing along, you're shouting with your friends, you're lighting lighters, or now we probably use our cell phone. Maybe we are riding, riding on someone's shoulders. You know how they do that. shoulders to kind of get up higher and see the stage. You're maybe getting up on the stage. Maybe you're a groupie and you want to, you know, find the, you know, you want to party with the musicians after the show. So I'm going to focus on the groupie here. I'm going to say that, you know, she is, I'm going to say she's definitely a she. She is, like I said, sexy, she's young, she's energetic, and she likes to party. So let's just start thinking of some headlines maybe, that we know who the audience is, we know what kind of personality she has, what the kind of experience she's having, what's the story that we have. So, you know, so maybe a headline can be, I don't know, sex and drugs. Don't play into it. It's all about the music. The rock and roll or something. Maybe it's rock and roll for life. Maybe it's, you know, just start playing with, you know, throwing ideas out there. See what you're coming up with. Maybe it's like throw your inhibitions away. Enjoy the moment. Maybe if we think about the person who's rocking out here, just bring yourself and your lighter. So the idea here is just to kind of like think about, you know, tell a story with the audience, for the audience. Try something unique. Get something that, you know, determine what's important. Use an active voice, kind of be concise. So you can go through this exercise and just kind of like jot lots of ideas down and kind of think about what the most exciting and funny and most interesting headline is going to be in order to get the viewer interested in the ad, get them excited about the product, get them excited about the experience. So for all of the exercise coming up, go through the motions of doing exactly this. And I will tell you that the final ad, though, the real ad, the headline is oh no, what is it now? Here, I just have it here for you guys. Watch for flying panties. So it's definitely from the viewpoint of the woman. The woman. It's not from the viewpoint of the woman. It's for the viewpoint of the rock and roll star. But he's at a concert and he's having to watch out for flying panties. So it encompasses the idea, you know, the sex, drugs, and the rock and roll. They still have the idea of the groupie there, but it's definitely from you know, the experience that you're going to gain from playing this iconic flying V guitar, and what are the things like that you're going to have to worry about when you're this certain kind of rock and roll star. So it's just a clever way to think about something unique, talk about the audience in a very specific way, but it's funny, it's concise, it speaks directly about the type of instrument this is. It's very specific, but it kind of gets to the heart of what this product is and who the audience is. It's geared towards, and it's speaking to them. It's in their very specific way that feels completely on brand, as well as exactly what the audience probably would be thinking about. So try this exercise, or this way of doing it for the exercise coming up, and just try to think of like very funny and interesting and clever headlines. Do the best you can, and good luck.